The purpose of life is to help others. That's my biggest belief. I classify myself as a nerd. I'm not ashamed about it. I draw comic book artwork. I've collected comics since I was a kid. In the neighborhood with my friends, we would always pretend we were ninjas. I remember my old neighbor had a lot of throwing stars and different weapons. So looking back, I don't know how he got all those. He even had climbing claws. So we would do all sorts of stuff that would probably be frowned upon in nowadays society. Good boy. I'm a crazy cat person. Shake? No, not wave. Shake. You're supposed to be upholding the reputation of cats everywhere. Good boy. Wave? High five? Good boy. Yeah. Into sci-fi, all the movies. I'm not ashamed, I'm a nerd. You can probably see my toy up here that I got for Christmas.
Sand floor. Sand floor. Big sucker, sand floor.
Always enjoyed watching Kung Fu movies with my parents on Saturdays. I have a lot of good memories tied to watching martial arts. After seeing the movie The Karate Kid.
How do I know if my picture's the right one?
If come from inside you, always right on.
I was finally able to convince my parents to let me train in martial arts. And I started training when I was 10 years old. My name is James Foster. I'm 38 years old, and I'm a full-time Brazilian Jiu Jitsu instructor and academy owner. And I stuck with that style of karate called Jiu-Jitsu for about 10 years.
Ultimate Fighting Champion, Hoist
The UFC first burst on the scene. There were several of us who were just taken back and wanted to see if we could apply these things that Hoist Gracie was doing.
Timo tapped out. Timo tapped out. What a great fight that was. What a fight.
The older, more seasoned people, you know, there was a little bit of resistance. It's a big blow to the ego for someone who'd been in martial arts for 20, 30, 40 years.
Not only he's running out of air, but he cannot stop the blows. It's a terrifying feeling.
That's actually part of what led me to switching full-time to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. We want it to end up on our left side. When you start out, you'll want it on your right. Close to even as possible here. Sandwich up through the middle. That'll work for today. I was gonna say you didn't forget yours. Grabbing that pink one again. People that forget their belt wear the loner belt, which just happens to be pink. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's a fashion statement.
All right, guys, let's line up. All right, let's bow. Guys, we have our normal schedule through Wednesday, and then we're closed on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So if you show up, the school will be closed.
For me, the beauty of teaching is getting to see people grow and have the realization and put all the pieces of the puzzle together of how you can take principles from jiu-jitsu and apply them to your everyday life.
I want my back of my thumb right about where his jaw connects in, the hinge of his jaw. Now my guard's gonna open. The inside of my legs are in contact. They're not just flopping open like this and giving the person an opportunity to pass. It opens, but look, my legs are still touching him here. Now my hips are gonna swivel. See how I did that? I didn't push off on the floor or anything. I used the back of my legs on his legs. I lift my hips, I swivel my hips.
I learned a lot from teaching because teaching makes you reflect on if you're doing what you're telling people to do. You know, a lot of times I would tell people to do something and I would realize, well, you don't do that when you're doing that technique. So it really keeps you honest, and it'll actually help you refine your technique because you're held accountable.
Bring the knee in. And I have this tension, right?
Being an instructor really forced me to look at how I was achieving the techniques that I was pulling off and learning how to be a better teacher and translating that to my students.
Nice, Paula. Now look, see where you moved your knee? That brought you square with him. There. Now, and you're a little far away. My foot was kind of right about here. Better. He kind of almost did a little barrel roll. That's how you'll know that you have it. Much better. Coming up like white through purple, I didn't get to compete very much. I did a few tournaments here and there, but most of my competition experience has come as a black belt. I've probably lost way more than I've won. At about 2013, I kind of had an awakening as far as the mental aspect of jiu-jitsu. I kind of had an epiphany the night before the competition that I was competing for something greater than myself. I was carrying a lot of people with me who were going through their own personal struggles. Jared Jr., who passed away. Just all these amazing individuals who I had decided I was going to go and win this competition for. And for whatever reason, I was able to really dial myself in. I won the World Masters Championship for my division, the Ultra Heavy, and ever since then I've won almost every competition that I've entered. I'll take it. 6-0 is not bad. What do we always do at the start of the match? Shake hands. Yes, shake my partner's hand. The coach will say go. He's trying to push me. It's a battle. Have the arms ready to push, okay? You guys ready?
Yes, coach.
Begin.
Those of us who are in a minor position of influence, I think if you can help others, help them improve their lives, help them out in whatever difficult situation they're in, help them to become better people, if you have the ability to do that, I think that's what you need to do. To me, that's the purpose of life.
Okay, should we play one game before we're done?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna play Thunderball today. Without a vote today.
I'm very grateful that Jiu-Jitsu provided me with a position in which I can help others. To me, that's the greatest thing about Jiu-Jitsu, and I look forward to doing that for many years to come.